Let me tell you a story, one that the old women of Umudim still whisper when the Hamatan winds howl through the trees at night. It is not a tale to frighten children. No, it is a tale to remind us that the past does not sleep, not when blood was spilled in silence. It began long ago in the village of Umudim, a place where the red earth stained your feet and the scent of roasting maize always hung in the air. People knew each other by name and lineage. Our customs were strong, our festivals grand, and our taboos strictly followed. At the edge of the village, just beyond the footpath leading to the river, lived an old widow named Mama Akboma. She was a quiet woman, a weaver of raffia mats, with a back bent from years of toil. People greeted her with respect, but never lingered, not because she was unkind, but because something about her compound always felt too still. She lived alone, save for her grandson, Chijoku, a bright boy of 8, with the kind of laughter that made even the grumpiest goat smile. His mother, Mama Agboma's only daughter, had died during childbirth. The father was a man from another village, one who had vanished like dew in the morning sun. Chijioke was Mama Agboma's everything. She bathed him in love and guarded him like a hen her last chick. He fetched water from the stream, helped in the farm, and sometimes even sat with her at the market, calling out, "Fine mats," strong like the elder's word. But as the dry season approached that year, something shifted in the wind. It began with small things. Shijoke stopped singing during his chores. He would sit beneath the old mango tree behind the hut, drawing circles in the dirt, whispering to someone who wasn't there. When Mama Agboma asked him, he said, "I'm talking to my sister." "But you have no sister," she replied. He only smiled. "She says she used to live here." One day, he returned from fetching firewood with a wound on his back, a long, angry welt like he'd been whipped. "Who did this to you?" Mama Agbonma cried. He hesitated, eyes shifting toward the mango tree. "She was angry," he said. "I forgot to bring her a kola nut." Now, any other grandmother would have taken that child to the dibia, the native healer, or perhaps even to the priest of Amadioha's shrine. But Mama Akbonma, she only grew quiet. Her hands trembled as she rubbed palm oil on the wound. That night, she stayed up, staring at the fire long after the flames had died. A few days later, Chijoke vanished. The entire village searched, the elders, the young men, even the lazy ones who usually avoided hard work. They combed the forest, the stream banks, even the farmlands near Ankata Hill. No one found a trace of him. Mama Agboma was inconsolable. She wailed through the village square, tore her wrapper in grief, and cursed the gods. But after some weeks, life returned to its usual rhythm. Children played, women pounded yam, and the whispers faded on like old footprints in the dust. Until one night, the night of the new moon, it was the festival of Aju, when we pour libations for the ancestors. That evening, just as the drums were rising and men were dancing with palm fronds tied around their waists, a child walked into the square. No one saw where he came from. He was barefoot. His wrapper was torn. His skin was dusty like someone who had been buried. His eyes were too old for his face. "Is that not?" someone whispered. "Yes, it is Chijoke," another said. "But how? It had been 7 full moons since he vanished. He did not dance. He did not laugh. He walked to the center of the square, right to where the elders sat under the Udala tree, and pointed at Mama Akbonma. The drum stopped. The wind died. "Why?" he said. His voice was quiet, but cut through the silence like a blade. "Why did you bury me behind the mango tree?" The gasp that escaped the crowd that night, you would think lightning had struck. Mama Agboma fainted. The elders called for the Dibia. The people gathered in fear, in confusion. That night, no one slept. The next morning, the Dibia led a group of men to Mama Agboma's compound. Beneath the mango tree where the child said they dug, and there, wrapped in an old wrapper with faded patterns, lay the tiny bones of a child. Bones too small to belong to anyone but Chijioke. But wait, the real Chijioke, his body, was buried there. Then who had spoken in the village square? The Dibia only shook his head. The child has returned for justice, he said. Now the truth began to unravel like a loose thread from a kente cloth. Years ago, before Chijioke's mother gave birth, Mama Agbonma had gone to a herbalist in a distant village. She feared her daughter would die in childbirth. The signs were there. The herbalist had given her a potion, strong and dark, to ensure survival. But the cost was a life. When the girl died and Chijioke survived, Mama Agboma had a choice. The potion required a soul. In the depth of her grief, her faith twisted by pain and fear, she offered the child. Not immediately. Number, she raised him like her own, perhaps hoping the gods would forget. But gods do not forget. One evening, when the moon hid its face and the owls hooted strangely, she prepared a meal. The herbs were mixed in secret. She fed him. When his breath slowed, she held him close, weeping, whispering prayers. Then she buried him beneath the mango tree, alone. The boy in the square, his spirit, had come to reveal what was hidden. And when Mama Agbonma finally woke from her faint, her face was wet with tears, her mouth moving silently. I was afraid, she whispered. I thought I could bargain with the gods. I thought love would be enough to undo what I had done. The village was torn. Some wanted her banished, others wept, not for her, but for the boy whose laughter had once filled their ears. In the end, she was taken to the shrine of the ancestors. There, in the presence of the gods, the truth was laid bare. The Dibia performed the rites. A goat was slaughtered, libation poured. The child's spirit was called upon to rest. But peace is a fragile thing. Some say that Mama Agbonma died shortly after, that her spirit still wanders, weeping and calling his name. Others claim they see a small figure under the mango tree on some nights, drawing circles in the dirt, waiting, awaiting. And so, in Umudim, no one plants mango trees near their homes anymore. And when children talk to empty spaces, their mothers listen very closely because the past is not a place you can bury. Not in Umudim, not anywhere.